Next is separating soluble solids from liquids. To separate the soluble solids from liquid, we use evaporation. So evaporation means when the water changes into water vapor is known as evaporation. Evaporation is a method used to separate a soluble solid from its solution. This method utilizes the difference of boiling points, different components of the mixture. In the process of the solution is heated. This causes the liquid to evaporate, leaves behind the solid component. The common salt can be easily obtained from the salty water by the process of evaporation. This salt solution is boiled, and after evaporation the water is evaporated into water vapor and the salt left behind in the container. If we boil this water, the water evaporates completely, leaving behind only the salt. Next is separating soluble liquids from the solution. The process of conversion of a liquid into vapor by boiling and then condensing the vapor into liquid is called distillation. First, we evaporate the solution, then it condenses. So condensation, condense means when the water vapor is changed into water is known as condensation. So in the distillation, two processes are going on, evaporation and condensation. So this is the picture. In this picture you can see that distillation apparatus here in the boiling the flask. Water is there. First it is boiled. It's the water vapor. When the water vapor passes through the condenser, the water vapor changes into water droplets. So condenser means a device used to condense a gas into liquid. So vapor is a gas. When they passes through the condenser, the vapor changes into liquid. Distillation process involves the principle of heating of liquid to its boiling point such that liquid changes into its vapor state. The pure liquid collected from the condenser, a receiver, is called the distillate. Distilled water is also obtained by this method. Next is separation of a mixture of two liquids. Lemon juice and vinegar are completely soluble in water and form a single layer water, whereas mustard oil and kerosene oil do not dissolve in water because oils are lighter than water. That's why they float on water, but will form distinct layer. Liquids that are soluble in water and form a single layer with water are said to be miscible. So in the last chapter I also have studied the miscible and immiscible solution or substances. So the substance which is completely dissolved in liquid is known as miscible liquid or a miscible substance, or the substance which is not dissolved in water is known as immiscible. Separation of miscible liquids by fractional distillation. So we see the fractional distillation. Here we can see the fractional distillation or the separating funnel. Here we can separate the miscible liquid by using separating funnel, and here we can see the fractional distillation. This method taking advantage of different boiling points of two liquids. For example, alcohol has a lower boiling point than water. When heated, it boils first. The vapors of alcohol rises because alcohol's boiling point is lower than water. Alcohol rise, flow through the condenser and get collected as distillate. The water with higher boiling point remains in the flask. So it means that alcohol has a lower boiling point than water. That's why it boils first, and the vapors are collected in the condenser and get collected as a distillate. Next is separation of immiscible liquids, separating funnel. Two immiscible liquids can be separated from each other using the separating funnel by taking advantage of their unequal density. For example, a mixture of oil and water can be separated by using separating funnel. The heavier liquid, water, gets collected as the bottom layer, and the lighter one is oil, forms the top layer. So you can see in this picture, water has heavier than oil, so it takes the lower part, and the oil is lighter than water, so it takes the upper layer. water forms the lower layer and the oil forms the upper layer. A conical flask is placed below the separating funnel to collect the liquid. The stopper. This is the stopper. This is the stopper. If we open the stopper, we collect the lower layer, that is water, in the conical flask. And after collecting the water, we can close the stopper. Open to let the bottom layer of liquid flow out. The stopper is turned off just when the top layer of liquid reaches the stoppers. Next is solution and solubility. So a solution is a homogeneous mixture of two or more substances. A solution has two components. So a solution has two components. One is solute and another one is solvent. So solute means a sugar. So see, this is a sugar, this is a solute. This is a sugar and this is a solute. Solute means a solute is the substance to be dissolved. So sugar to be dissolved in water. Now you can see the solvent. So this is water, this is solvent. So we will add sugar in water. So sugar is the solute and water is a solvent. The solvent is one in which solute is dissolved. So we can dissolve the solute in water. So this is the solvent. The amount of solute that can be dissolved by the solvent is defined as solubility. Amount of solute means maybe 1 teaspoon or 5 gram, 2 grams. That is the amount. It depends on the physical and chemical properties of the solute and solvent as well as on their temperature. So temperature, if we increase the temperature, it dissolves very fast. The solution in which the solvent is what is known as aqueous solution. So in the solution when water is a solvent is known as aqueous solution. A solution may reach a point where it is not possible to dissolve any more solute. This is known as saturation, and that solution is known as saturated solution. Water is a universal solvent. Why it is known as universal solvent? Why water is known as universal solvent? Because it dissolves many substances forming a solution. That's why it is known as universal solvent. So children, the chapter had been done. Please refer the PDF file which is downloaded and do the exercise in your classwork copy. Hope you have understood the chapter. Thank you.